Hello, everyone, and this is a very different kind of live stream. It's just two of us without Chris. It's just unfortunate, but you know what? I've been trying to do this for the longest time, interviewing a lot of people when it comes to things that they are good at, and I really wanted to do this on my own channel. But then again, Paper Straw Media uh uh basically hired me for the podcast. And you know what, let's go ahead and give this a try. It's called Intrepid Interviews, and I am your host for this one. I am Intrepid Ian Riñon, the guy behind the Intrepid Ian Riñon YouTube channel, and one third of the Paper Straw podcast. Sadly, it's just the two of us, but then again, this is just the first episode, and the reason why I am hosting and Christian is here is because, well, he's our first interviewee. Christian Tejares, the head honcho himself of the head honcho of Paper Straw Media himself. Christian, wow, I really don't expect this to happen, but here we
Yay!
are.
I'm the first. I bullied
Yeah,
my
but
way to the front.
but
Yeah.
anyway, I'm
How is everybody?
yeah.
Thanks for having me on your channel, Ian.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. If you may notice, this is gonna be very different because this is a podcast setting. It's not the Paper Straw podcast. I'm uploading this on my own YouTube channel, but in return, I am giving Christian my own book review. I'm already editing that one as we speak. So I
Don't
guess it's
reveal don't reveal our quid pro quo.
yeah, but hey,
Let's leave a
it's
bit of mystery for everyone.
yeah, but I've already mentioned that I guess in my
Yeah.
in our episodes of the podcast. But then again, it's Christmas, so I guess it's both of us exchanging our gifts. So that's the
Yeah. This is an early monito monita for the both of us. Like you
yeah
asking me questions and me giving you answers. So yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Excited to
But
answer your questions.
oh yeah, well, it's not really that much because this is a very uh this is just still crude. So uh it's very much touch and go at this point, but we'll improve someday. We'll improve in the next episodes of this show. So that's going to be something that I am committed to, of course. So Christian Tejares, the guy behind Paper Straw Media, actually one half. We'll talk about the other half later. But first of all, who are you? What's your background, man? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a man of many skills accumulated from years of bullshitting my way within the industry. Now no, yeah, it's. I think it's fair to say that I've gone through life pretty much just being me. I think that's the one thing that I'm mostly proud of. I've only done me. If anyone can actually understand what I meant by that, like I wasn't supposed to be in this field. I guess in media, it's the last place I think I should be. I have never actually dreamt in my life to be in this space. Like to give you a bit of background regarding my education, like I am an undergraduate. Like I never actually finished my studies. Those that are wondering, I've studied and I started studying college in STI. Anyone familiar with STI?
Yeah.
Sa tabi ni inay. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah, I studied computer science there. I think I mainly did about 2 years of my course. It was actually 4 years. Then I switched to e-commerce was big back then, so it was a 1 year course, but I never actually thought of finishing it. And I shifted towards engineering, which is tool and die engineering at TUP in Manila.
mm,
Did a did just one semester and I stopped. Then switched to business management at ABE College. Anyone remembers ABE College? I don't know if it still exists.
Well,
If it still does, I apologize. I haven't been
yeah,
keeping in
but
touch. So I
yeah,
did
but I
2 years there.
yeah, but I do still remember that. I mean, you're older than me, that's for sure,
Yeah.
but not that old. So give
Yeah.
or take around 5 to 10 years. We're not gonna give the exact we're
I
not
guess
gonna give
if
his
they've been
exact age.
following,
He just had his birthday, but yeah, that's
yeah, if they've been following Paper Straw podcast, they know how old I am. Though. And
yeah.
yeah, you might notice a pattern when it comes to my education. I usually just stop when I think I've had enough. I guess that's it. It's not actually just boasting. It's just something I thought about all my life. Like, there's this rat race that people go through after going through college, right? Like,
Mhm.
all of you that actually graduate in the same year are actually in competition for almost the same job,
Mm.
right? So I figured I'd just go ahead of everyone
Yeah, I guess
and just
that's a good
and
way of
just
seeing
avoid
it.
the starting line. So yeah, pretty much just gained my skills throughout the years of actually going in and out of colleges, getting a bit of information there, and actually self-studying the rest. So I I still am in the SEO field, in the search engine optimization industry. Started back in 2000. I guess it was 2007 or 2008 when I was,
Right at the very start.
yeah, right at the very start. Like it was the very infancy of what people now know as SEO. Back then, I was just thinking that I was just link dropping. Like I was just commenting on blogs and just dropping links, but I never even knew what I was doing back then was SEO. And yeah,
Mm.
throughout the process, just harness my skills, gain a couple of skills throughout down the line, like throughout my resume. Every job that I actually got into, I actually tried to develop a new skill to actually, uh, let's say, add a bit more spice to my work. Because otherwise, it would just be monotonous. It's just me going to be doing what I know. Right? So, yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell. Like, I bullshitted my way in the industry and just kept at it for how many years now? More than a decade?
Yeah, I never knew that you were
Right.
that seasoned. And you know what? Um, Christian and I have
Almost two
co-
decades.
yeah, Christian and I have a similar, or let's just say a common thread, other than paper straw. And prior to that is the company that we've worked for prior to me being in paper straw. So that's that. But also, you had a stint in Icentia too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat because that I sent you stint, I still would argue is one of my best experiences when it comes to my work life. Like
Yeah.
no this to my other employment. It's not regarding the work itself or the people. It's more like my choice of just being an employee and not being at the forefront of everything.
Mm.
Like I didn't actually push for any management level position, which is kind of funny because one of the employees there, I guess he has a high position, is one of my employees before.
Wow.
So it's kind of awkward, but it
Yeah.
it gives you a bit of freedom to actually just relax. People take
Mm.
these things for granted, not having that many responsibilities. People do strive to get ahead in their careers, but sometimes you just need to chill and just
Yeah.
reset. A lot of times those things are not offered to you. Once they see it in your resume that, oh, you've been a manager before, oh, you've been part of management. We have this management job. And they would keep insisting.
Yeah. But yeah. But I think we're not really contemporaries when it comes to our common work with Icentia, because in my own experience I was a broadcast monitor with Icentia as the client. So I'm working for a
Yeah.
um for a vendor back then in Muntinlupa. Uh I'm not sure if you've heard about BMG, because that was the company that I was in, where Icentia is the client, and it's just literally one ride away from my place. So uh, that was in 2014 to 2016. So that time, uh,
Usually we call that thing a reseller.
yeah, a reseller. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, a reseller. That would be a good alternate term for that. So
Yeah.
basically, Icentia was the client. Some of us were absorbed to Icentia. Can we drop names here? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Mitch Gonzalez, one of my fellow alumni from UST. She's
Yeah.
with Icentia for the longest time. I don't know if you've encountered her. Uh, yeah, and also my classmate, uh, back in UST, Ana Patricia
Yeah.
Molina. Um, she was in and out with Icentia for some time. I don't know, but the last time I saw her, uh, was a few months ago. And shout out to you, Ate Pat, because she's the oldest in my section in the class. So that's
Yes.
good information. I think she's a single mom with a son. And yeah, I I think at one time I gifted her son something that is related to my own personal perspective. So that's that. But yeah, so that's the common thread we have with Icentia. And also we knew Diom Dipalak. You shouted her out
Yeah.
in one
I
of
love
our
Diom.
podcast
One of the
episodes.
best.
Yeah,
One of the
yeah,
best HRs. One of the best people I've
mm,
actually met in my life.
yeah. So
Like
shout out to Ma'am
I've
Diom,
been
Miss Diom.
I've been fortunate when it comes to the people I work with, and another factor is I've been fortunate in the company that I actually work with, because a majority of the companies that I actually were employed in were actually startups back then.
Mm,
So I get to actually grow with them.
mm. I think
And
Icentia was a startup back in 2016,
I guess they were
right?
fairly established, because I was actually part of I sent you 2017. At least they have,
Yeah.
if it was 2016, they have a year's head start. But a couple of the majority of the companies that I actually work with, a lot of them were actually just startups. Like one of them is called Max Lifestyle. So a
Mm-hmm.
handful of employees. One of the most fun workplaces I've been in. Like we have this tradition of actually we eat our lunch hurriedly, because
Mm-hmm.
afterwards we get to play Counter Strike with the boss. Our boss back then was Philip Koyman.
Mm.
He was a good fellow, and it suddenly grew. But this was after I left, and I guess people actually notice in the Philippines now when I say the name. They're now microsourcing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think we also have a common thread, because I also used to work with microsourcing. So,
yeah. So
oh my
shout
goodness.
out to the people there. If they
Yeah.
are still there, I guess I still have a friend there. Never knew if he
Yeah.
actually left. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
Harry, if you're still there. And yeah, another company that I work, and with which is majority of the services that they offer is actually SEO. I work for Endless Rise in Makati. It was a
Mm.
huge third-party SEO reseller in the US that actually shifted their operations here in the Philippines. And I remember just working in a condominium with the three founders, the three Americans. It's just gonna be me, my fiance back then, who was actually part of management, and another their uh, another their I don't like one of the founders, a protege, Filipino.
Mm.
So we were working in the tiny condo. Then we suddenly shifted into bigger offices after about, and the growth was actually really fast. In a matter of 2 years, we actually went from just 30 employees to actually almost 300.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And you've mentioned that you were once engaged with a woman from Endless Rise,
We're going there
but
now. Okay.
yeah, yeah, I know. But for some
Yeah.
reason, she isn't your wife right now. So, what happened?
Yeah.
And
This
how
is
did
gonna
you
be a
met your
tell-all.
wife, Sarah?
Now let me just preface this. Like my wife right now was my employee back then. No HR involved, please. So there wasn't anything like that. But back then, my former fiance was also her boss. So we had a bit of a falling out. I really don't want to get into it, as
Yeah, I
it
know,
really is
but
messy.
you
But
can
that's
skip that part if you're uncomfortable though. Yeah.
it's not that I'm uncomfortable. It's just I don't really want to throw people under the bus. Everyone
Mm,
has perceptions regarding how they break up. I have mine. Other party might have theirs, and their families and loved ones might have perceptions. I just don't want to dispel that anymore.
yeah,
So
I know.
yeah, but coming back to how I met Sarah, it was during that time, and yeah, we got together real quick. Like I took a bit of, I guess, 2 years without any relationship, any
Mm,
serious ones, and with her it was just easy because she actually knew me during the time that I'm not at the convenience of actually pretending. Because usually when we court people, we usually pretend. We put on this air, like we're
put
someone
on a
special. We
show.
try to put on a show
Yeah.
that we're so cool. Like
Mm,
nothing of the sort actually was with her. Like she knew me for actually being me. And if you spend some time, because I worked with her for more than 2 years, I guess 2 years is enough for actually you to know a guy that doesn't actually put on any masks in front of you,
mm,
right? So
yeah.
the decision for us to actually get married after forming a relationship was actually fairly quick. It's not that we rushed into it. It's just that we knew each other really well at that point.
Hmm. And yeah, that relationship
Yeah,
produced two children. So
yeah, and
I'm happy. I'm happy that you're a father. And yeah,
yeah,
and
and it resolved into a 12-year marriage.
yeah, it's good. It's very strong. I have to say.
It should be.
I've mentioned in one of my yeah I've mentioned in one of the videos that I made. I think it's the LRT commute thing. Uh, that I went to there to your place, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I really find the chemistry between the two of you as it's not as the stereotype, but I find the harmony. I find the harmony in both of you.
Like,
And for the information of everyone, Sarah is actually the other half of Paper Straws.
yeah,
So
my better
um
half.
my better
I can't lie. She's actually much better than me. And
yeah, and I think
she doesn't even know how much.
mhm. And I think she also finished university finished her college
Yeah.
compared to you. So yeah,
Yep.
I give her credit for that. So and I understand that Sarah is actually my contemporary. She's just a bit older than me, but
Yeah.
we're technically contemporaries, so that's that. But since both of you started Paper Straw, can you explain a little bit about how it started and the reason behind?
Yeah. It started just because we got tired of actually seeing people not giving a damn. Like in terms of the content, like content is actually abundant online, but not necessarily the content that content creators actually enjoy making.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has been so manufactured for the sense of clicks that we develop paper straw media for the content creators that just want to create content for themselves. Write about the things that they want, target the audience that they want, regardless of whatever happens, whatever people actually read, whatever people actually see on camera or hear it's actually them. It's not a corporation backing them up by paying them based on traffic. It's them actually bearing their hearts to the public on what type of content they actually want to provide. So that's the very essence of paper saw media. We were so sick and tired of actually watching people not actually care about the quality that they're actually given, and as much as possible, based on that, not actually listening to people that actually know. Like if you have someone on your team that has 14 years of experience in this field, wouldn't you actually care to sit down and actually ask them their opinion and advice? So that's basically it. Like I'm not naming names, but there are a lot of companies based on my experience that are like this. That a lot of them just usually gloss over the resume.
And just to be sure and just to be clear, you're not referring to yourself, right?
No, not necessarily. Like, there are
Yeah,
a lot of.
just
I guess I don't want to generalize, but I guess I'm not alone in feeling this way when it comes to concentration, because I assure you, there's a journalism major there that's looking down on his or her keyboard, thinking right now like, why am I just rewriting the articles that other people made? I've studied a long time just to do this.
and especially if you're me, who is
Yeah,
who really wanted to tell the story uh the way that I wanted to do it,
yeah,
especially on things that people normally overlook. For
yeah,
example, I don't want to do this, but maybe I can preserve this for the
yeah,
podcast. But maybe I can also tell you that I went to the Philippine Cycling Bicycle Demo and Expo over the
yeah,
weekend by the time that we recorded this. So I
yeah.
got this cap as part of the
Awesome.
pre-registration thing.
You
So
get
that's
Chris
that.
one? Like Chris collects caps.
Well, it's a cycling cap. I don't know if Chris would enjoy this one. By the way, Chris Short is our resident American in the Paper Straw podcast. Sadly, we are supposed to be recording our
he
normal
he's
episode
our
of the Paper
he's our lovable white privilege.
Lovable white privilege. But anyway,
Love you,
yeah,
Chris.
yeah, we love you. So we were supposed to record or go live on the Paper Straw podcast. We normally do it 3 times a week, but sadly, by the time that we're recording this, we can't be around. So maybe the next best thing that we're gonna do is you know, anime agenda. Anime
Yeah,
agenda, by the way, is one of the segments or one of the videos that we do
yeah,
where Chris and I tackle anime series as non-anime
yeah.
fans. So
And
that's
anime agenda is one of the content that I really want to do, because you know my work before, right? Like it's on the realm of public relations. Like I interact with people, and when it comes to
mhm,
public relations, sincerity is actually the currency,
exactly.
right? So that's the type of content that I actually want to represent paper straw media. So in terms of
Yeah, and
sincerity, what's even more sincere than actually watching people watch your favorite anime for the first time, and actually you get to relive that moment for yourself,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
Because you can
exactly.
only
And
experience one a thing for the first time just once.
mhm, of course. And come to think of it, it's also your fault that we're doing anime agenda because look at Christian's background.
Yeah, I can't
It's all
actually
anime
experience anime for
related.
the first time anymore.
Yeah, I know, but um
Maybe some of them I might join, because there are a lot of new ones that I need to catch up on.
yeah. So with that, do check out our content. We
Yeah.
Paper Straw Media has its own YouTube channel, and the replays of the podcast is uploaded there. So
Yep.
I'm gonna take this time to actually promote Paper Straw Media because not only am I technically hired and I am technically interviewing my boss, one of my two
Not your
bosses.
boss. I'm your colleague.
The reason that's why I'm doing the
Like,
quotations
no,
because
no
yeah, I
one's
know.
Like in terms in
But
front of the camera, no one's a boss here. Our opinions
yeah.
actually both matter.
Well, I'm just being authentic here. That just
Yeah.
to yeah, make sure that we're clear. Anyway, but
Yeah, that's one thing
do
I hate about
subscribe.
that. One thing I hate about the term of being the boss. It feels like people are pointing to you like you're infallible. Like they have this high
Yeah,
expectations that you're not allowed to actually make a mistakes. If you're not allowed to
yeah.
make a mistake, how will you grow?
Yeah, that's true.
So
But then again, both you and Sarah are different when it comes to leadership. I can definitely vouch for
yeah,
that
because
because you know,
we run the gamut when it comes to actual employment. We've been trainees. I've worked in Jollibee. I've been a service crew. So
yeah,
you can't get any
yeah,
more hardcore than that. Like working at Jollibee back in the 2000s
yeah.
when
That
people
was
aren't looking down their phone and have enough time to actually make complaints. Like
yeah.
that, that was an
Those were the
insane time.
those were the days, and I was still a teenager by that
Yeah.
time.
Not a lot of conveniences back then.
Yeah,
And now
but
things are automated.
yeah, but
Like you're in the Jetsons.
yeah,
Yeah, we went
but
through everything. Like me and Sarah actually went through being an employee, and I was actually impressed by her. Like her
mhm.
achievements. Like, yeah, I feel
And
people
that's
actually underestimate her a lot, just because of her demeanor. But she's actually pretty cunning and devious, and actually pretty smart.
and that's why you married her.
Yeah, some people might say I'm married up.
Yeah,
Like
and that's
we complement each other in the sense that anyone who actually watch the podcast would know I'm brutally honest.
mm,
Like I
yeah,
can pride myself that I never actually lie,
mm. And if you yeah, if
even
you
if it
normally
actually risks myself. Like a good night's sleep is actually worth more its weight in gold for me because I have insomnia and I can't let a lie actually keep me up.
mhm,
And in the realm that I actually entered, which is public relations, where everyone is actually putting on masks to get what I want, it's a
yeah,
hard thing to do.
yeah. Basically, you're breaking you're
Yeah.
breaking the ceiling of lies. To be
Yeah,
honest.
but like I said, actually, sincerity is the most decent form of currency. It's the
Mhm.
most reliable one. So
And I am very much, I'm very much not really relieved, but very much grateful that you've given me this opportunity to be part of the podcast, be part of Paper Straw, do the things that I'm doing currently doing right now. Because if you my viewers would notice that this is unscripted. Most of the
yeah,
things that I've been most of the things that I've been saying in this channel, my own channel, are scripted, or at the very least, brood banters where I randomly randomly ramble on things over coffee.
like
But this one, I'm doing this on the fly, and it's I mean, Christian and Chris are helping me out in you know presenting,
yeah,
or let's just say helping me out in bringing confidence to what I say. So uh for that I really thank both of
yeah.
you
But
and Sarah too. Yeah.
one thing I think why podcasting actually picked up over the past couple of years now, it's the same thing that it's the same thing that I actually drove me to actually create Paper Straw. I think people are missing the authenticity when it comes to written content, and they're going more into the route that they have interaction with the persons actually doing the content. Like they see it in the camera if you're actually sincere, if you're BSing them. Like you said, this isn't scripted. Like, would you script the things that I've been saying over the past couple of months now? Like, it
Yeah.
would be edited if it was written.
And even if I write things, I always make sure that I write the truth, so that
Yeah.
if ever I read it and basically read it through the camera, everything that I say is authentic,
Yeah, that's the
very
thing.
authentic.
People, I guess, is missing the the realness when it comes to life.
Mm-hmm.
We're so absorbed with media that's actually readily in our palms that
Mm-hmm.
it's convenient for us to actually just see people actually being real in front of them. Like, there might be podcasts that are scripted. I don't know if there are. It really is gonna be that hard, right? When you script something, especially in a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, if the podcast
An
is
an entire hour podcast. Imagine memorizing that.
uh yeah. My own podcast is mostly scripted, but then again, as I say, I'm I'm
But you
writing
do
it as
mostly
art.
monologues, right? In terms
Mhm.
of in terms of your podcast, you do monologues and you provide information. So I don't fault you with actually scripting that. Would you think your audience would benefit you actually flubbing a fact,
Oh yeah,
right?
I think
You need
I
some
think
things
that's a
actually
fair
written down,
assessment. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. And
right?
I give you that. Yeah, but yeah, it's a
Don't sell yourself
very
short.
yeah, I know, but yeah, I I really appreciate the fact that you're actually no, you're doing you're commending me for my own podcast. That's the first time I've heard of that, to be honest. But uh
Yeah, I watch your
yeah.
content. Like, why do you think you are here? Did you think I
You
just
know.
plucked you, just on a whim?
Yeah, but
Oh.
yeah, that's a good thing. Anyway, uh now that we've talked about paper straw and all of the idiosyncrasies that we've been doing for the past few months, uh we just I mean, I think it's a, I think it's good also to for my audience, for our listeners and you know, our viewers to know about our future plans. Uh the ones that we can divulge. Anything that we can anything that we don't want to talk about, we'll keep it off air. But anything that
Yeah, we have something that we have planned for 2025. It's gonna be a surprise for people. I don't know if it has been done yet, but we will try our best to actually provide it. That's all I can say for now.
yeah,
But I
can't
do
blame
hope
you.
people actually enjoy the content because
Mm,
what you see on camera, what you read, it's as real gets.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
Filipinos
the
who
fact
actually
that
support us, our partners who actually uh, invite us to events, like we greatly appreciate it. Like we are still in our infancy and we still pinch ourselves that this isn't a dream that we're actually being seen into as someone who can actually sit at the adults table,
Mhm.
right? Usually when you're a startup, you're just designated to the kids table, right?
Yeah,
Like waiting for the
and
adults to actually let you pass through. But early on, we were actually given a degree of respect that hopefully we actually earn.
yeah, we really hope so because
Yeah.
even on my end, I'm trying to be you know, trying to be my own authentic self when it comes to events like the bicycle demo because this one it's my personal passion. So I also ride a bicycle for everyone who's you know new to this channel and new to me. Uh I do ride a bicycle. It's just unfortunate that my wheels are yet to be changed because it's no longer in good condition. But
Yeah.
I I nevertheless went to this event to not only cover the event but to connect with people that you know I've been you know I've been talking to or I've been uh collaborate not really collaborating but I've been encountering both
Yeah.
online and offline. So that's basically the essence of this thing that we're doing in paper straw. And I am fortunate enough to be not only interviewing you, uh, Christian Tejares, the co-founder of Paper Straw Media, but to know as well Christian, the the PR guy who saved the newbie's ass, and that newbie is me. Yeah.
Yeah. The only time a PR is actually held in a positive light.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Hey.
just kidding. There's a lot of PR that are
Yeah.
good.
I know, but credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
So
And it's
I
fun actually diving from being an SEO in the back end and all of a sudden being shoved to the forefront. The-
mhm.
Actually meeting people, negotiating, being a representative of a company. Like it's nerve wracking to say the least because if you've known me when I was a kid, I was pretty shy back then. Which is, in a sense, it's a bit of a scam for me because people actually buy me stuff. They buy me gifts.
Mm,
They buy me toys. Give me money
yeah.
just to speak. So
Yeah.
I think I should have kept the scam going. But I was
But
really
then
shy
again, we
back then,
grow.
and that thing actually diminished over time with interaction with people.
Mhm. Yeah.
Shyness can actually be outgrown if you open yourself up to others.
Yeah. I can also say that for my own case because back in university I stuttered and I have a communication arts degree for that
Yeah.
matter. And the only time that I had it sorted was in 2017 when I worked for a BPO company because I had to answer calls and all that. So somehow it helped me
Yeah.
speak a little bit better and not be
Yeah.
this you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right?
I know
So
what you
yeah.
mean. Like, if you take this into perspective, like, I see no issues when you have these kinds of conditions like stuttering. Like, if the blind, deaf, and dumb can actually communicate, I don't see any reason for people not to actually be able to.
Yeah. I and recently I've been uh, learning the story of Australian singer Meg Washington,
Mm.
and she actually stutters. She has a stutter, but music actually helped her speak better, and you know,
Yeah.
it landed her a job as a voice actor for the kids show Bluey.
Yeah,
She's
music actually helped get rid of my nerves. I still have them sometimes when it comes to speaking with people, actually going in front of a huge crowd. But yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Like being nervous is actually a good way for you to actually keep yourself in check. Sometimes
exactly.
people think of it as
As
a
long
negative.
yeah. Yeah. I still am nervous every time I get into events because I'm always having I always have
Like,
this imposter syndrome
yeah,
asking me, you know, what the hell are you doing here? Go home.
yeah,
Yeah, that one. Yeah. But I am definitely fortunate that I get to know you and Sarah as well as Chris for all of this, and I'm really hoping that everything that we do for Paper Straw would not only succeed but would make names not only for ourselves but also for people who wanted authentic content that you know makes a difference not only for the industry but also for people who are interested with the things that we do. So
yeah.
yeah, I think I've been rambling myself and we've been rambling for I don't know how long at this, but anyway,
You
this is
sure
not
that's all you want to ask me? Like some people
hmm.
would actually pay to put a lie detector to me
I don't have a lie
regarding
detector
the things I
machine,
know.
man. But maybe I can reserve some of the other questions in the in the future. Maybe in the Paper Straw podcast,
Yeah,
maybe I can
people. If
have a
people still want
follow
a
up on
part
that.
two after this one.
Maybe, but uh for now those are the only questions that I have at this point. Uh yeah, I do because honestly I've uh this uh this interview is actually on the fly. I actually made the questions on the fly, and
Yeah,
uh my brain can only process
yeah.
uh that I mean enough to
Yeah.
get this show running. So
Yeah,
I still appreciate it. I
let's
still
trade
appreciate it.
places for a bit. Like this
Huh?
is you now unscripted. You
Yeah.
answer my question now. What do you hope for your channel and what are your intentions of it?
That's a good idea. That's a good question. Uh, of course, I wanted to grow this channel. To be more of a more in commentaries, but also uh, other stuff like vlogging events, uh, interviewing people like the one that we're doing right now, and uh, have collaborate technically have collaborations with Paper Straw, like just like this. So technically, this is a collaboration between my own channel and Paper Straw Media, and I am technically affiliated. So because of my involvement, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward as well to to grow this channel alongside Paper Straw because uh this is a collaborative effort. The fact that there are three hosts for the podcast, it only means that uh, we cannot do all of this on our own. We can, but it's a very
Mhm.
hard undertaking. But with the expertise of Christian, the experience of Chris Short, and the new
why,
perspectives
why
from
you suddenly
myself.
turn why you suddenly turn Chris Short into Joe Biden?
What the
Like
really?
the wisdom of Chris Short. Like he's a
Hey,
sage.
dude. I mean,
Alright, I'm
everyone
just
has his
kidding,
own
Chris.
wisdom, though.
Again, I love
Yeah,
you.
yeah. But uh,
Miss you, buddy.
in speaking of the podcast, though, yeah. Um, Christian's experience, Christian's experience, Chris's wisdom and uh perspective, and my own when it comes to uh the things that I am very much not really an expert, but someone who is an enthusiast of. We can do a lot. We can do a lot, and three is a crowd, as they say. So I'm definitely hoping uh to do more of this
Yeah.
alongside you guys.
And
So
my final question to you, Ian, is I have this thing called my metric of happy when
mm,
it comes to my content. What is your metric of happy when it comes to your content?
metric of happy is when people appreciate the comment that appreciate the content that I do through comments and maybe through the fact that people are viewing it. That's I mean, I'm a small channel. Both of us are small channels, by the
Yeah.
way. So yeah, that's my metric of happy at this point. If that surpasses for some reason, oh yeah, my happiness would
Yeah.
literally be through the roof. So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So
thank you for
uh,
having me.
yeah, and
And
thank you
as your
for
very first, like, your
yeah, I
interview
know.
cherry has been popped.
Yeah. But and yeah, thank you for actually uh giving me this chance to be the interviewer. Other than the field thing, the ambush interviews, and I've
Yeah.
done ambush interviews over the weekend, so that's that. So yeah, I would like to thank Christian Tejares of Paper Straw Media for not only being a good friend, but also
Yeah.
uh for giving me this opportunity to uh, get to know him better, and for you to get to know him better, because
Likewise, buddy.
yeah,
Yeah, for any
uh,
of your audience who has a story to tell, just reach out to Ian.
yeah,
Book an
I would,
interview. like,
yeah,
like
and
travel
next
agency.
time I
Book
will
an
be,
interview.
yeah, and next time I would be much more prepared than this one, that's for sure. And I guess the only thing that I wanted to say is do subscribe to Paper Straw Media and ring the notification bell by selecting all, so that you can also check out the cool content that we do out there, especially the Paper Straw podcast. As I said, we We all usually stream on Twitch 3 times a week with the replays uploaded on YouTube. And also subscribe to my own channel, Intrepid Ian Reñon. And I normally upload sporadic sporadically because of my commitments to Paper Straw, but I will still be doing my own content just like this one. So uh do I do appreciate it if you do so. So I guess from Christian and I would just like to say, with all
Let
that
me just
said,
say this one thing before we actually end.
Yeah.
Kapitayo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Do check out my brood banters too. So this is the very mug that I use not only for the podcast but also for
It's gonna
the
be in a
brood banter.
museum soon.
Yeah. Nakakapit tayo. But my coffee's through now, so this is just water. Either way.
Sa mga kababayan na nanonood, salamat po sa pagtagal sa ganito kahabang interview. So,
yeah, kasi
thank you.
normally
Natiis
po
nyo to.
talaga English talaga kami. English talaga yung ano namin eh, yung kasi may kasi kasama kaming kano sa podcast.
Nakakaya na nga, baka feeling na hindi tayo marunong mag-Tagalog eh. So,
yeah,
mas
so
mukha
at
pa
least
marunong mag-Tagalog si Chris eh. So, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
switch back and forth. So, anyone who
Yeah.
actually... Yeah, thank you very much everyone for actually watching this. And yeah, go check out Intrepid Ian Reñon's channel. Please subscribe to him. Show your support. Show him love.
Yeah. We can do this together. That's for so that we can do this together if we support each other. That's the reason why people people form into communities. Anyway, with all that said, this is Intrepid Ian Reñon, reminding you to at all times, now more than ever, be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Until then, look alive, stay alive, be kind to yourself and to each other. And since it's already the Advent season, the weeks before Christmas, do consider being a gift to the people you love. So, and as always, thank you for watching and for listening. If you're on the go, from here in Intrepid HQ in Cavite and from Paper Straw HQ where Christian is. See you next time for another Intrepid interview. Ian out.
Salamat po.
Bye everybody.